What's happening, everybody? It's your man Dame DNYDC. Two mics up. Man, we back. Brand new episode, Monday night. You know how we do. And look here, tonight's guest, man, I don't even think y'all ready, man. Well, look, first of all, we heading down south, man. I think Mississippi, where for the first time we actually are entering in, one of our southern states. Uh, and tonight's guest, man, she's a heavy hitter, and this sister has really been, doing a lot of work, in the community. And I'm just proud and honored to be able to sit here and bring her to the other mic and sit down and share her story, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage Miss Makeba White Chanay. Makeba, how you doing this evening?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking.
Oh, look, I see that's the smile and the energy. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all just don't know what we about to get into tonight. So, Makeba, a lot of times when we first open up, I really like to start with the background. I really like to start with the person, right? So, who is Makeba White Chanay or Chaney? I'm sorry. And what is it? I don't want to beat. I want to get it right. But what are you doing when you're not working? On your company or your business. B1 Ventures and Holdings.
Okay. So when I am not working, I am definitely enjoying family time, time with the kids, the grandkids, traveling. We love to travel and most importantly, shopping. I love to shop.
I swear that's got to be number one. And look,
Right.
I don't want this to get wrong because my wife, I say this, she give me the eye. This got to be the number one sport,
Right.
uh, sport relaxation hobby. For a lot of our women, and I understand that. You work hard, and sometimes you want things, for yourself. You deserve that me time and that me thing.
Exactly.
But I'm curious to know that you have an amazing background, um, and that has kind of led you. I don't know if it's full circle, but you are now really deep in the healthcare services industry. Talk to us, like, how did you start this journey, or what was it that really sparked you on this journey to where you are today?
Okay, so B1 Ventures and Holdings, we have many companies under that umbrella, and I'm going to start with the home care company, B1 Nursing Care. As a young girl, I used to take care of my great grandmother.
Hmm.
My grandfather, he was like the breadwinner. He was an entrepreneur. He raised chickens for Tyson in Forest, Mississippi. He had chicken houses, and he did everything by hand himself. So I watched him and I was sent to take care of my grandmother, my great grandmother. So, in doing that, I think that's what got me into entrepreneurship is watching my great grandparents. And then, having to take care of my great grandmother, that got me into taking care of the elderly. So I can remember back in 2013, I was sitting in my apartment. I was there with my young baby at the time. And by the way, I was a teenage mom.
Okay.
I got pregnant at the age of 15, had my daughter at the age of 16.
Mm.
This is with my second child. I was 26 years old and I was sitting in my apartment and, didn't have any type of sense of direction, didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. And it was just like a second wind came over me at that moment. And I said, you know what? I can be anything that I want to be. And that's when the journey started. That's where I got the name B1 Nursing Care for the home care agency. I said, you know what? If I can be one, they can too.
I like
So
that.
that's how that started. How we got Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers, I went to nursing school. And I had a very difficult time in nursing school. And I am the type of person, if things doesn't make sense to me, then I'm gonna have to figure out a way for it to make sense, not only for me, but for other people too. I
Right.
have that, I guess, that innate ability to want to take care of people. I don't know why, but howsoever, I said, it doesn't take all this to become a nurse. It shouldn't have to take all this for this, and a third. So I started the Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers. Of course, it's a
Wow.
certificate program that offers, like, CNA, EKG, phlebotomy, medical assistant, limited license radiology, and pharmacy tech.
Right.
But I mean, I'm the type of, like I said, I'm the type of person, things have to make sense. And I not only want it to make sense for me, but I want it to make sense for other people, because you
Mm,
never know who is looking at you, who's trying to figure out their purpose.
true.
So I said, okay, well, let me be the light. Let me figure it out. Let me, write out the plan. So that's how the school got started. And one thing about the school is very cheap, because I feel like it doesn't take a lot of money to
Mm-hmm.
vacation for someone to have a stepping stone in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we also have B1 Foundation. That's the
Wow.
foundation that raises money for scholarships for individuals to come and take our programs. And then we have Her Philosophy. Her Philosophy is my speaking gig, and it's to help encourage and reassure. I want my story to be an empowerment for someone else.
Mm.
Yeah, I have been through it. I mean, I started my home care agency, my accounting, the negative, no money, just went through a very bad divorce, and have
Wow.
food to eat for my kids. But I had to go through the process. And to this day, I'm glad that I went through the process and I endured, so that I can help someone else.
Well, listen here, Makeba. I have to say, first and foremost, this was one of the things that inspired me and motivated me and really got our team going as to why we reached out. The backstory, and I'm just going to call it grit and determination. To not go any longer without not to have. Like you said, so many of us are lost with no direction.
Mhm.
We have nowhere to turn. We have trials and tribulations at a very young age. But to be here in the space and place that you are, with all of those, champion campaigns and businesses under your belt, is kudos to you. And I really, and this is why I love doing what I do. Someone can just see this and hear this and know that this is possible, then I've done my job by sharing, this story with someone. Because it was amazing. It blew me away. Just reading and this kind of diving into your story. And when you talk about, what actually got you into healthcare, your grandparents and things of that nature, that giving is built in your DNA. Obviously, you gotta love the. I see the smile on your face. I can only imagine what it's like, and it is in your home. But because the love has got to be there.
It is.
And I know you sound like such a giver, such a caretaker, and it gives me, like, I can't, like, gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. But it makes me want to ask as well. You know, the healthcare portion, right? As you talked about healthcare services, I feel like, I know what I went through. I lost my mom. It's been 20 plus years now, and I know some of the things, a lot of things I didn't know, and I watched my wife go through things with her mom. But what are some of the things that you feel we as a community or in the community should know more about as it relates to healthcare? For adults and the ones that we love. And I'm curious to hear what your take on that is, or what your experience has been in that area.
um, Being knowledgeable about having access to care. Um, we have seen so many issues in our community, in the elderly community, just our community as a whole, where a lot of these people don't have access to care. And again, Me being the person that tries to figure things out to see, I'm not saying that I can change the world, but I want to be able to help, to assist wherever wherever we can assist. We came out with a program last year. It's called Home Care to Go. There are a lot of elderly people that cannot afford high health, I mean, these services, home
Yeah.
care
Right.
services in the home. And again, I feel like these services should not cost a lot of money. So we came out with
Right.
a monthly membership.
Mm.
We can provide your family member with these services for $450 a month
Wow.
if you want, and you get so many days per month, you get so many, so much services under that plan per month. If they don't qualify for subsidy or Medicaid or what have you, okay, let us introduce you to a plan that maybe you can afford. We would
Mm.
tailor it to you, to your needs.
Wow.
Once again, being that pillar in the community, trying to bring all of this together so that everyone could be healthy and happy. And that's my number one goal, is for everyone to be healthy or happy, including our elderly people, because I have such a soft spot for the elderly community. And I want them to be able to live out their days surrounded around family.
It's that's just such a beautiful thing, and I love the fact you're trying to make it so that healthcare is not only affordable, but the services are there. But there has to be an ugly side, and I'm just curious to know too, the backside of it that we don't see. Is there maybe some stories or some trials or tribulations that you can share or talk about that you had to kind of work through and navigate, or maybe educate yourself on to be able to get your program and your services up and running?
Um, Yes, there was a lot of red tape. Becoming a provider to start these services. I mean, you have to make sure that you meet certain requirements for the state of Mississippi, and also for the state, and also for the federal government. So, of course, we had to kind of go through that process. But once we were there, we were able to maneuver our way through. Now, it has not always been easy, and it has not always been great.
Right.
I can remember actually starting out working for my own company, going to see my own clients. I was
Wow.
like the all in all. I was
Right.
the payroll person. I was the caregiver. I was the advocate. Like,
Wow.
sometimes you have to play, wear many hats,
Yeah.
especially if you have a ultimate goal in mind. You
Mhm.
have to be willing to wear many hats. And to this day, I still wear many hats, but I have a team of people, that I pay to take care of things for me.
Right.
But I mean, it has not always been easy.
I could only imagine. And then, with that, like you said, because I get it, being a small business owner or entrepreneur, I get it. You have to wear a lot of different hats and you have to put on a
Mhm.
lot of different faces. But for you too, then there was, and like you, I shouldn't say just you too, but for many of us, then this pandemic thing, uh,
Oh,
it reared its ugly head, right? So, you know, and it's really kind of, I guess, for me, maybe a two-part question. You know, in what ways, first, did the pandemic affect you, and if so, um how, what was maybe the greatest impact originally? That's the first question.
well, being in that line of business, healthcare, we have to protect our
Mm.
elderly community, and a lot of them didn't want services, or they didn't trust anyone coming in and out of their homes. And then you had workers who, of course, didn't feel comfortable with going to see clients. So it was an ugly mess. It was an
Mm.
ugly mess. And even during the pandemic, it was just me and my one of the office managers. We were still going to the office every day,
Wow.
just in case, like,
Yeah.
just trying to, make sure that, if a client want to be seen, then maybe we would have to go out there and see the client, but we would have to mask up, make sure that we had on the proper, protective equipment, to go out there and see the client if they felt comfortable. So it was like about a year and a half of just total chaos.
I can imagine.
Total chaos.
I could only imagine.
Yes,
My
yeah.
goodness. So with that then, like through that chaos, right? Like was there a pivot for you, or was there something that you had to do to adjust, or were you just able to ride it out per se?
Well, we wrote it out, but that's when the ideas started coming.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm a firm believer, but the God, he will come, he will meet you in the middle
Mm.
of mess. He will meet you in the
All
middle of
right.
chaos.
Yep.
So that's when the ideas started brewing. We oftentimes we think of like right now, okay, what can we do right now to fix the situation? Well,
Right.
it was a nationwide shutdown, so it's really nothing we could have done in that moment. But I started thinking beyond that moment. Okay, when we make it through this, how are things going to be? What are things that we need to kind of um, alter it? What are some things that we need to adjust
Right.
and make things so in case this should happen again, how would we handle it? You have, I mean, that's when we came out with the home care to go.
Oh,
All
okay.
the restaurants that have like no contact services and
Mm-hmm.
to go services. I said,
Yep.
okay, I started designing home care to go. How would we do this? What do we
Ah,
need to do? It kind of it's on the same design as a restaurant, but it's for home care.
yeah, I
Within
see.
the
I like that. Like you say, look, like you say, God, he gonna be there for you, and he's gonna show you a way, and he's gonna, shine the light on that path for you. And I mean, I love it. Just the development of it to come out of what really was so devastating for
right.
many. You've been able to find some additional fruit of your blessings, on the other side. So look, it's a testament to God right there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I love it. And look, we're
That's
going to go ahead and take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and say, thank you to our sponsors here, Two Mics Up, who continue to support us, man. And we going strong here, season 5. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this real short pause for the calls. Catch you on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, fresh out the break. I'm your man, Dame the NYDC. This is Two Mics Up. We sitting here rocking with an amazing human being, an amazing woman, an amazing mom, wife, and leader in our community, the awesome Makeba White Chanay. She's sitting here rocking with us. And if y'all are just catching this, I don't know why you here in the middle, but you know what? You need to go back to the beginning, hit that playback and catch all of these gems and everything Makeba was rocking and dropping here on tonight's episode, right? So, Makeba, coming out of the break, we were talking about, pivoting and change. But there's also a thing, I like to, especially for someone like yourself who, you've got so many talents and you have your hands in so many different, pots. There's a thing called transformation, right? A lot of us, we've gone through different things where we transform, our lives, our spaces, places and things of that nature. And I'm just curious to know, take a minute and talk about some transformations that you've had, in your life, because there's so much that we haven't even really touched the surface. And I want to give you some space, sis, to go ahead, man, just rip the hat off and just go ahead and talk about all the places you've been in and all the things that you've touched.
um like I said, I just thank God for like opportunities. I had the opportunity to be on the Forbes Business Council.
All right.
I've had opportunities, an opportunity to go through the Harvard Business Class with honor
Mm.
certification. Um, I'm a part of Women for Progress here in Mississippi. I was named, I think, 2019 Best of Mississippi. So it's just so many things that that has come my way. And like I said, I just thank God for it. I really, really, really thank God for it. And plus my husband, he's like, you know, he pushes me. I guess he sees something in me sometimes when I don't see that I don't see in
Mm,
myself, and
speaking of,
he pushes me to that next level. And I really do. I thank God for him.
you were speaking on that. I know all too well that story. You and I, we were sitting back, backstage before we got on chopping up. I know all too well what that feeling is like to have, and I'm just gonna say your best friend,
Yes,
your biggest cheerleader
yes.
that sees things in you that you have no idea that is adorned around you until they speak it into existence. They push you to go get it. And I totally understand. Kudos to your husband, because I got a boss and a champ in my corner. Couldn't be and wouldn't be doing this without her. So I totally get it. And it is
He's
all about,
actually my business partner. He gets
see,
all the contracts, and I just, he's actually my business partner.
so it's the same thing here. Look, my wife is the one in the background. She's sending the emails, making the
Right.
connects. I just am blessed to sit here and try to make this look as easy as possible.
Right.
But without her, you and I would not have had the pleasure of sit here tonight to get to know each other better. You and I would not be able to get here, be able to get here and really have this amazing conversation, because this is what it's all about, your story, and the things that you're doing. But there's more to that. We talk about transformations and pivots, but there's, what I like to think of, skills and techniques, right? And you have certain skills and techniques that I really believe in, that you're given to help transform others, right? Um, what tips, if somebody's watching, because you dropped some gems early on that in my mind, I was like, man, that would be dope. Oh man, that would be. But what tips could you share, for someone who maybe is watching this? And I hate to use the word side hustle, because I think when you do a side hustle, sometimes you shortchanging yourself.
Right.
But in our community, we always on the hustle, we always on the grind. What tips could you share with somebody watching or listeners that can maybe turn their hustle into a dream?
First thing that I would say, if you have a dream, don't give up on your dream.
All right.
Do not give up on your dream. You persevere. You do things to be able to accomplish that goal or that dream. One thing that I do, I have my goals written down, and every time I accomplish one, whether it's a small one or whether it's a big one, I check it off, because
Mhm.
checking off that small goal, it gives me encouraged. It keeps me encouraged to go ahead and proceed with my next goal. So never give up on your dreams and your goals. And you may have 500 people to tell you no, but all it takes is one yes.
Whew, tell them.
You're gonna have people to shut doors in your face. You're gonna have people to say you crazy. I can remember when I was gonna start a group home, and I told this guy, I said, I want to build an empire. This guy told me, he said, "Oh, you're just full of SHIT." He
What?
said that to me, and I said, "Okay." And I'm the type of person. I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you better than I can tell you."
Mm, mm,
Checking off one goal at a time is going to get me closer to my empire, the empire that I want to build. And the empire that I want to build is going to help the community. Because none
mm,
of this I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to help other people, because that's how, I feel like I have succeeded by helping others.
mm,
So never give up on your goals and dreams. When people deny you, when they tell you that you can't, make a believer out of them.
mm. Look here. Look. That's why I think you and I jive well. Because I do believe in giving. I believe. I like to say that I specialize in helping elevate others. You
Right.
know, that's not easy. And sometimes it's thankless. And like you say, you hear a lot of no's. And the flip side of that is the hardest thing in the world to do right now is to do positivity.
Right.
Nobody wants to do positivity. We can sit here and Jones on each other all day long. We can talk about and tear each other down all day long. But if you can specialize in positivity, just like what you're talking about, stay positive and don't let anyone tell you no. Don't, that's your dream, and your dream can become your business. It's like you've made that happen. And that's why I
Mhm.
think it's really important that people hear that and know that anything is possible. The biggest obstacle is you.
That's it.
Biggest
That's it.
obstacle.
That's
So
it. And one
I
thing I would
mhm,
like to say too,
please go ahead.
what God has for you, it is for you. So
Mm,
regardless of whether, you can see it or feel it, or, you're at right there at it, or regardless of what they say, what God has for you, it is for you. I don't care if there are like 30 home care companies around and you want to start your home care company next door to another home care company. Okay, that's fine, because what God has for you, it is for
mm,
you. You
tell
may
me,
bring a different touch to the home care community. But
tell me.
again, if that's what God has for you, it's for you. It ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
Mm. And y'all heard it here, because that right there was gospel, people. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention to all of this here that we've been talking about tonight, but most of this here has been so sensational. I don't even know what to say. Y'all better go ahead and get your life together. Get on board with what we talking about here tonight, the gems that McKee was talking about. So Makeba, look, I've lost all track of time, and I got the boss over there giving me the rap, and I see we've almost 25 minutes in. So as we close out, this amazing conversation, I think you and I can probably sit here and talk all night. I want to ask you, you know, what's next? Like you so much going, like what is the next thing on? But I see the smile, so it's got to be something next on the plate.
There is there there are quite a few things that we have going on. I just want y'all to just stay tuned. I'm going to leave a little bit for the imagination.
All right.
Just stay tuned. Follow me, and you're going to see the great things that we have going on. Like I said, I'm doing it for the community. I'm doing it for the people, my husband and I. So just keep watching us.
So we're gonna make sure that we keep watching and following. But we the only way we're gonna be able to do that, Makeba, I need you to go ahead and give us your social media information. We'll make sure we put that down in the show notes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can go out and support, if you got family in the Mississippi area, tell them watch this episode, reach out to Makeba, and go ahead and support her. Man, we want to make sure that this sister keeps winning. But before we close, go ahead and drop your social media information, Makeba.
Okay. My Facebook is Makeba White Chanay. My Instagram is the CEO Makeba or B1 underscore care. And my LinkedIn is also Makeba White Chanay. And my Twitter is at Makeba78.
Y'all heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Makeba White Chanay says it's been my honor and pleasure to be able to sit here and spend some time with you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another fantastic episode. Two mics up. I'm your man, Dame DNYDC. Season 5 continues to roll on the Mogul Global TV network. You can watch us, on your Fire Stick or Amazon TV devices. Roku 2 now, or online at www.themoguls.tv. Uh, and I mean, follow me. Why not? Throw myself out there. Dame the NYDC across all social media. And like I said, you can follow Two Mics Up across social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Two Mics Up. And look, we got some brand new stuff coming. And as we come on the backside of season 5, so stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Mogul TV. And like we always do at this time, ladies and gentlemen, may you stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.